Hmm. Hello, beautiful souls. Elena here. I was meditating yesterday, the other day, sometime recently. And I had this very fun experience where um, my brain served up that fun thought of, oh, I'm not in a meditative state. I'm not there. I haven't reached haven't reached that place I'm trying to get to. um, and I always think that's funny when that happens. And hopefully by the end of this video, you will think it's funny too, or you will at least understand why I think it's funny. Um, so let's talk about what I mean by meditative state first. So first, what's a state? A state we could think of in many different ways. I often think of it as a mental emotional state, which is something like happiness, confusion, clarity, joy, sadness. So some of them are more mental and some of them are more emotional. Another way to think of it is a way of being. I'm being happy, I'm being sad, I'm being clear. So it's a way of being. Another way to think of it might be a layer. So I have a layer of happiness or a layer of confusion, and that's the predominant layer. So that's what I mean by state. Um, Meditative. Okay, meditative for me, and the reason I practice meditation is to be present in the here and now. So it's really noticing what's happening around me, like what I'm smelling, what I'm sensing, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, all these kinds of things. So a meditative state, there actually are meditative states. If you practice transcendental meditation, for instance, the purpose of your meditation is to get to a meditative state. And this is where there's a predominant layer of, well, go study transcendental meditation and let them explain what they're going for. Um, I'm sure they can do it better than I can. For me, and if you're practicing mindfulness, or for me, if you're practicing any kind of meditation where the goal is presence or mindfulness versus a specific state, um, there is no meditative state that you're trying to get to. And that's why it's so funny. And what the heck do I mean by that? I mean that when we're practicing presence or mindfulness, the point is not to have a predominant way of being or to have a predominant layer or to reach a specific mental emotional state like clarity or bliss, nirvana, whatever it might be for you. The point is to be present. And in being present, we're noticing the states. So there's a big difference because one is we're trying to achieve a state, clarity, bliss, happiness, confusion, whatever state you're trying to achieve, meditative. That might be bliss or nirvana. And yet in mindfulness, we're not trying to achieve a state, we're trying to notice the states. So with mindfulness, we're noticing, I feel really confused right now. I feel really happy right now. I feel really blissful right now. Right? So we're noticing the states, we're noticing our mental emotional way of being or the mental emotional layer that's predominating. So let me give you a few quick exercises that you can do so that you can practice this right now and understand what I mean. So imagine a time when you were a young child. Like, what's the earliest memory you can think of? Whatever comes to mind is perfect. And remember as much as you can about that. How did it feel? What did it look like? Um, who was around you? What did it smell like? You can remember that. Was it warm, cold? Yeah, okay. And now take a memory that's older than that. Like maybe you're an adolescent or preteen, something like that. First memory that comes to mind, and just remember as much as you can about that. How did you feel? What was your mental emotional state? Were you happy? Were you sad? Were you what? Confused, clear, excited? And think about your sensations or remember your sensations. What can you smell? What can you taste? Was it warm or cool? What could you see? And now take a moment and notice where you are right now. Like look around for a second and see what you can see, feel what you can feel, how warm, how cool. What's your nose telling you? What are your eyes telling you? And how's your mental emotional state? Are you happy? Are you confused? Is your mind racing? Are you calm? Yeah. Okay. So take a moment and realize that in all of those memories, and then noticing right now, there's a part of you that never changes. There's a part of you that's always there to notice, watching or noticing or observing, and you can key into that part, right? I just asked you to remember. And there's a part of you that's consistent in all of those places and is here even now. You could even say it's ageless. When at your youngest memory, at your middle memory, and right now, there's a part of you that hasn't changed. And that is the part that's able to observe and notice all of your states. We could say that's the real you, quote unquote, the essential you, the mindful you, the present you. It's the part of you that's kind of behind the states or underneath the states, or the core of you and the states are around you. Because you are essentially deeper than your mind and your emotions. And that's really the point. What we're doing when we're becoming mindful is we're getting to the core of ourselves. And we're able to notice what the rest of us is doing. And that's being mindful. So, of course, when I'm sitting and meditating and my mind goes, I'm not in a mindful state, I believe it for a moment because it's true. I'm not in a mindful state. Because there is no mindful state for me. So for a split second, I believe it and I get worried and I'm like, oh no, I'm not doing it right. And a lot of people do that. Yeah. And part of the reason that it's such a good trick for our mind to play on us is that it's always true. Unless we're practicing a practice to actually get to a specific meditative state like transcendental meditation or something like that, then it's always true that you're never in a mindful or meditative state because that's not what you're doing. If you're being mindful or going for presence, then what you're going for is not a state. It's to notice your states. It's to notice your mental, emotional layers or how you're being in this moment. And of course, they change moment to moment. Your clarity, your confusion, your thoughts, your emotions, they're always flowing by. And so practice is, can we notice them, right? So next time your mind serves up, I haven't reached it. I'm not doing it right. I'm not in it. You can laugh and go, yeah, you know what? You're right. I'm not. And that's fine. And right now, I'm being mindful because I'm noticing that I'm where I am. I'm noticing what state I'm in. The mental state that I'm in is this, I'm not there. And hopefully you'll laugh. Or at least you'll remember me laughing at myself. Hope that helps. Take care and enjoy whatever states you're in when you're practicing mindfulness. See you next time.